Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jamie here. Thanks for joining me in this really quick little video. Just wanted to put this together. This is one of the key components that you're going to need if you're to sell anything, whether it's face-to-face or over the phone or online or anything really. It's KLT. It's not the type of sandwich. I am talking about the know, like, and trust factor. So if you think about this from a psychological perspective, no one is ever going to buy anything from anyone that they don't know. Well, they might do it from people they don't know, but they're never going to buy something from someone that they don't trust. And of course, if they trust you, they're probably going to like you as well. So if you can combine all these things when you get to a face-to-face meeting or a Zoom call or even via Messenger, there's an inherent bias for that person to trust you. And of course, if you've got something that can genuinely help them out, just helps facilitate that sales process a lot easier. Right, let's jump straight into it. But before I do, actually, for those of you that are new to my channel, I'd like to say a very warm welcome to you. My name is Jamie. I cover internet marketing, affiliate marketing, how to get started online, and all things digital. If any of that's of interest to yourself and you're interested in the conversion of high-ticket affiliate marketing products, I'd invite you to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to smash that bell icon to stay up to date with everything I'm putting out. All right, let's jump into it. So how do we get people to know us? This comes back to, I guess, our content. Okay, and so if you think about, especially if you're doing organic marketing via Facebook, which is where I do the majority of mine, but it can be any platform you choose, really. It doesn't matter. If you use this type of format in terms of your content, it can just help to create your own credibility, which is really cool. So the content, if you think about this in the context of being the marketing arm of your business, is the content. And the way that you can kind of put this out there is, and get people to sort of know you a little bit, is quite simply by introducing them to your lifestyle. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be an Instagram model, although I'm sure if you already are, then it's probably already working out for you. However, it can be as simple as having a glass of water, having a cup of coffee at your local cafe, going for a walk in your park, vacations, food, family, anything of that nature. And basically what you're trying to do is give a little bit of an insight as to who you are. And the cool thing about doing this process, by the way, is that there's going to be some people that just do not like who you are, and then some people that just really do like who you are. And of course, those are the people that we're wanting to draw into our world as marketers, right? So like I say, it's about just exposing a very small amount. You don't need to get into the minutiae of your entire life or anything of that nature. It's really just to get a feel for your audience of who you are. And I guess, like I say, once you get into those sales environments, just helps facilitate that process a lot easier. And the thing is, look, just be yourself. I'm just going to move my big chubby head out of the way over here. There you go, it's a bit better. It's not about being someone you're not, okay? And I think this is a mistake I see in a lot of new marketers, is that they feel like they need to be someone else. They feel like they need to be maybe acting different than they should be. And the reality is that people are going to be drawn to you for who you are. It can be for whatever reason, but my advice is just to be authentic with who you are, because that's going to be easier to maintain rather than putting on a fake persona. So don't fake it till you make it when it comes to your personality. All right, next part of it. So how do you get the like part of it? Like I say, just be you. So there's a bit of a pattern emerging here. You don't need to be anyone else. Everyone else is already taken up. And the thing is, like I say, when you get completely comfortable with the idea that some people are going to resonate with the way you communicate and some people aren't, some people are going to be repelled by that, that's what you're after, right? That's the key to it right there. And becoming comfortable with that process means that you're going to be able to draw your crowd to you a lot easier. Anyway, moving on. Be positive. I think if you are out there and you're just drawing on negative stuff that's happening in the world all the time, it's probably not the best look. Having said that, you can use modern recent events. If they have had a negative impact, you can use those in your content. I think that I would lean away from doing that as a habit. But of course, I'm not saying that you avoid what's going on around us. Don't be ignorant, of course, but just be mindful of how you're putting that out there in your content. So try to maintain an air of positivity if you can. If you're funny, try to be funny. Well, no, don't try, just be funny. But look, I guess that's a form of polarity in itself. So if you are someone who's like myself, I'm a bit of a natural goofball at the best of times. So therefore I display that as part of my persona, part of what I do for my content. And if you're not like that, that's completely fine. Like I say, there's going to be an entire crowd of people out there that resonate with you for whatever reason. Doesn't matter if you're funny or not. I'm just saying that's one way that you can get people to like you. Having said that, there's a really interesting thing that comes into play here with actually part of the trust factor that I'm going to go into later on is if you can display humor, it eases the burden for a lot of people. It means that they feel at ease because you've made them laugh. And so they mentally associate that emotion with you, which is kind of cool. Non-threatening. So look, there's a lot of sharks out there when it comes to the online business and probably on the internet in general, and that can be frustrating. It can be very, very frustrating. And so if you're not like that, then all the better, right? And so how do you do this? Well, I guess the thing is, one of the things we talk about in the Super Affiliate Accelerator, which you're welcome to check out a link with a bit more information below if you'd like to work out what we're up to. Over 500 students in there, all absolutely smashing their goals. We've got students hitting 50 plus K per month. Many students have left their jobs. We've got all sorts of cool stuff happening in there. So check that out if you'd like to get some more info on it. And so one of the things that we talk about in that is something called NIR mindset, nothing in return mindset. And this is it's a very interesting balancing act, because in sales, your intention, of course, is to find someone that you can help with your badass product, but also understanding that not everyone is going to be the right fit for that, and being completely okay with the idea that sometimes it's just cool to meet a nice person and just have a bit of a laugh online and maybe relate about the weather or motorbikes or whatever your thing is, whatever your hobby is, right? And so that's how you can be a little bit non-threatening. And going back to my earlier comment about being funny, don't try to be funny if you're not sort of like, don't fake it till you make it when it comes to adding humor, but be witty. Like if there's something that you find entertaining, throw that out there. And that in itself, interestingly enough, comes across as very non-threatening. Now, if you guys have watched my channel for any length of time, you'll understand that a lot of the humor that I have is very self-deprecating. Probably not the best thing for my self-esteem, but it also means that I'm not out there trying to out-alpha people, because I don't need to, because like I say, I'm just being myself. And so that in itself means I am inherently not overly threatening in my communication. So if you're the opposite of that, you might just want to dial it back a little bit. Be unapologetic. So we're all unique snowflakes. We all have wonderful gifts and wonderful, amazing things that we can give to people and help people out with. And so be unapologetic about that. There's only one of you. You're an awesome person, and you're doing your best in life in general. So be unapologetic about that. There's going to be people, like I say, and I'm going to keep repeating this because it's kind of an important message to learn. There's going to be people that resonate with your messaging and resonate with who you are, and they're going to like you. And they're going to go, you know what, this person is my type of people. I like them. I like what they're doing, like what they represent. I'm going to follow them around the internet. They are cool. There's other people that are just going to go, don't like the way that guy looks, don't like the way that guy sounds, probably already clicked off this video already, and that's fine. I completely get that. I don't care, because like I say, there's something quite freeing in the sense of being unapologetic about who you are. And people will, interestingly enough, they will respect you more rather than trying to be something that you're not. Okay, so moving on. Trust. How do we do this? Be authentic. People can, like, their bullshit radar is off the dial these days. Like, they can smell it a mile away. If you're out there pretending to be something that you're not, and you're just trying to get $1 out of everyone, then people will smell that a mile away. So be authentic. Be authentic with the way you communicate. Be authentic with who you are. And it's like I say, it's a lot easier than faking it till you make it, right? Consistency. So if you're showing up every day, or whatever, every other day, or every twice a week, once a week, whatever it is, but you're consistent with that, and you make it apparent that you are consistent as well. Like if you say, for example, on the old YouTubes at the moment, if you make a commitment to releasing a video once per week, then be consistent with that, and people will come to know and expect that over time. Yeah, just like a soap opera, Days of Our Lives, so to speak. Now, the cool thing about that is, like I say, when you are consistent, and I guess this comes back to not only the production of content, but also the way that you communicate. It also comes back to, I guess, the frequency in which you're performing tasks, the consistency of your mood. Now, I understand that one in particular is kind of a little bit difficult sometimes. Life happens to all of us. I get that. But if you can maintain some level of consistency about who you are, then that can serve your audience well, and it builds that trust factor massively. Student results. So if you're trying to sell anything online in particular and you don't have student results, then you kind of need to find some. And maybe that means that you just need to go out there and hustle up and help a few people out, get them some results first. And what that does is all of a sudden you've elevated your authority massively from doing that. And people will then start reaching out to you for that. So student results, that's a big one. Builds massive amounts of trust. Displaying vulnerability. Now, this isn't being super vulnerable and just telling the world all the bad stuff you've ever done in your life. And like, throwing that out there and, to smite yourself or whatever. It's really just allowing yourself to have the courage just to display just a little bit. One of the kind of common themes that I talk about, not because I'm trying to play like create some sort of negative aura around this or anything like that, or like play victim or keep reliving the negative side of certain aspects of my past, but I often bring up my bankruptcy because for me it's such a powerful thing that happened in my life, and I'm trying to illustrate that like I'm living a pretty cool lifestyle now, but it wasn't always that way. So no matter where you are financially, you can move forward. You can get out of that. I can relate to that. I've been there. So that's why I say it. And that was also, like I say, it's an emotionally very vulnerable thing for me to discuss. But interestingly enough, as a byproduct of discussing it, I find strength in that, which is, sort of an interesting sort of dichotomy there. Anyway, you choose the level at which you wish to display this, and you don't have to. None of these things you have to do, apart from I would recommend that you be authentic and consistent. Right? Those are the two things that I think are pretty much non-negotiable. It's the rest of them, it depends what level of vulnerability you'd like to display, if at all. Damaging admission. So this is something that I got from Frank Kern in relation to, I guess, the way that he writes his copy. And the thing with that is, and the way that he does it, and I think this is really brilliant because you can use it in all aspects of what you're doing, but the way that he does it is he'll have a big, huge, bold headline, and it's like, some outlandish claim, for example. I know that's probably not the right choice of words, but he'll have like a big, bold headline, basically, and then underneath that, he'll have a damaging admission. It's kind of like, and to put that into context, it's sort of like, make $1 million a year, even if you've tried before, even if you've failed before, whatever it is, right? And then underneath that, it'll be like, but listen, first a disclaimer. I don't know you. I don't know your work ethic. I only know my own results and the results of my students that have worked hard and dedicated their lives to hitting that $1 million a year. And so what you're effectively doing is saying big, bold headline, and then underneath that, damaging mission. But you know what? Like, it's not going to be for everyone. So what that does, it actually builds the trust factor massively, because all of a sudden people are like, oh, okay, like I'm not buying that line you just wrote. Oh yeah, okay, no, fair enough. If it's probably not for everyone, then in that case. And so that's like the little psychological shift that happens for most people. You can do that in your content generally as well, and that's just through look, I really don't know you. I don't know if it's going to work. For me, I'm quite upfront with people I speak to in sales conversations about results and whether they will or won't get them as part of our programs and stuff. And I'm really upfront about that. Like, not everyone's going to make the big bucks. But having said that, a couple of grand extra per month isn't going to hurt though, right? So anyway, that's it. Damaging admission. And so what that does is just huge amounts of trust there, because they think, well, okay, if you're able to you're not all full of smoke and mirrors, all that sort of stuff. You are actually a real person, and you can basically let me know that yes, it's not going to be the right pathway for everyone. Then it's a huge factor there as well. Anyway, and I think that's it. Well, I thought I had an end screen, but no, I do not. I do not have an end screen for you guys. This is all you're stuck with it. Anyway, hopefully this has helped a few of you guys out. Like I say, this is one of the key essence that you need as part of facilitating, especially a one-to-one sales process. Like I say, you can't really sell anyone if they don't trust you, right? Because how are they going to trust your opinion when you're mentioning the product that you're in love with, right? So that's the key thing. Anyway, my name's Jamie. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about what we're up to in the Super Affiliate Accelerator, I'd invite you to hit that link below this. Feel free to reach out to me and join over 500 students that are absolutely smashing it in their online endeavors. Anyway, that's it. You guys are awesome. Thanks for joining me. Shall see you in the next one. Cheers.